What's good, everyone? My name is Pfozjéra and welcome to or back to my YouTube channel. I'm going to be doing a makeup look. Here is the reference that I'm considering doing. And we're also going to be talking about how to love yourself in 2024. Let's get into it. For those of you that watch my content, you would know that I use this Pond's dry skin cream. I use this first, and then I use the Pond's Rejuvenous cream after. And then to prime my face, I use the Power Grip primer. Now that my face is nice and primed, this is what it looks like. I'm going to be using the Maybelline Fit Me Matte Poreless 12-Hour Foundation in the shade Pure Beige or 235. I'm just going to pour a little bit on my hand. I don't know if this is my shade. I had somebody shade match me, but she's looking a little light. I'm a little nervous. Anyway, so jumping right into the video, the first thing you gotta do to learn to love yourself in 2024 is to become grounded within yourself. What does that even mean? Being grounded in yourself, guys, this is so terrible. He needs some milk. Being grounded within yourself is just having a sense of knowing of who you are. What makes you tick? What are things that you enjoy doing? What are things that you're not really very strong at that you may or may not want to work on? What are your favorite activities? Who do you like to hang around? It's about paying attention to your patterns. This is really just about like taking the time to observe your life. When observing your life, like the first thing that you could do is make a list. So make a list of things that you enjoy doing, a list of things that you enjoy watching, character traits that you enjoy in your friends, maybe character traits that you don't necessarily like that your friends do, your strengths, and some weaknesses. This just kind of puts on paper you so that you can like see yourself, like separate yourself from you so that it's tangible. I think that will help you get a better sense of who you are as a person. There's gonna be some patterns in there. You wanna pay attention to those patterns. I just took all the color out of my face, so we're gonna put some back in by contouring. I want my face to be snatched, so I'm doing it on the cheekbone instead of right underneath it. Once you've acknowledged these patterns, right? Because now that you've like been able to write it down and like see yourself on a piece of paper, because it kind of helps you to like detach from like the emotional part and just see it for what it is. Once you're able to do that, I need you to give yourself some compassion, right? Because we're not perfect. Nothing's ever going to be perfect, and that's okay. Moving on, how to be self-compassionate. I want you to think of yourself like a parent who's parenting a child. You have to, this is a relationship that you're trying to build. So you want to nurture this relationship, right? Think of the person inside like a little kid. Children don't always know what they're doing. You know, they don't do things right a lot of the time. We have to teach them. A parent has to teach a child. Honestly, every behavior that a child knows was taught some way or another. And there's some behaviors that we as adults or young adults have grasped onto when we were children. Now we kind of have to like listen to them and like reparent it. For example, when I grew up, I was taught to be super productive. Like every waking moment of my life, I was supposed to be doing something. And it's now as an adult, I feel like I can't rest. I feel like I can't like sit down and do nothing. But because I'm aware of this trait within myself, I have to reparent. I have to tell myself it is safe for me to rest. And that's just how I show myself that compassion. Okay, now that we've just contoured, I'm gonna go ahead and just add a little bit of blush to my face, like right above that contour, because again, I want my face to be snatched. And then on this bronzer brush, there's nothing on it, there's no makeup on it, I just use it to blend out my face. Now that you have acknowledged that there's a literal like being inside of you that needs to be nurtured and taken care of, you are now the parent and this is now the child. Here are some ways that you can nurture your inner child. One of the ways that I nurture my inner child is by doing my makeup. If you think about it, like a child needs to take a bath, they need to, you know, have their hair done, they need to go on adventures, they need to eat, they need to drink water, just things like that, you know? Doing my makeup is like me getting dressed in the morning. Like, I don't think that I need makeup per se, but it's the fact that I'm taking this time and energy to put into myself and my appearance that makes me feel like I'm taking care of my inner child. That makes me feel beautiful. With every relationship, it needs attention, and this is the attention that I'm just choosing to give to myself. Some people, they can't leave the house without their hair being done. They can't leave the house without their nails being done, without a fresh shave. Like, Everybody has their preference. This for me is just how I nurture my inner child. Another thing for me is showers or like spiritual baths. I like to set my intention when I am cleaning my body because we pick up different things throughout the day, and I just want to make sure that when I shower, I am letting go of everybody's opinions. I'm letting go of negative energy that tried to come my way. I'm letting go of just the day itself, and I want to make sure that I'm being very intentional about that so that when I get out of the shower, I feel like it's down the drain. It's nowhere near me, on me, around me. Another way to nurture your inner child is through connection. Again, as someone who feels like I need to be productive like every waking moment of my life, I sometimes forget that I need to go play. Like I need to go outside. I need to go like hang out with people, reconnect, you know. And we are social beings, so we should be like engaging with people or like a pet or something. So that's another way, just like feeling connected to your environment. We're gonna be concealing with the e.l.f. Camo Concealer in the shade Tan Sand. Now that we've talked about nurturing your inner child, let's talk about setting boundaries. Setting boundaries sounds like a very scary and like foreign thing if you're someone who's like a recovering people pleaser. Boundaries are very simple. If this happens, then this is going to happen. It's kind of like a cause and effect or like a consequence type of thing, right? Let's just say you have a friend who like talks bad about you. You're setting the boundary for yourself. It's not for the other person, it's for you. If I hear you talking about me again, we cannot be friends. I will no longer be your friend. That is the boundary that you're setting. But it's so that you know, like, listen, if this happens again, I am not going to be this person's friend anymore. A lot of us tend to allow things to happen for much longer than they need to go on. We now need to take our power back and say, listen, if this happens again, I'm done. And like holding yourself to that. Now, here's how you hold yourself to that. When you set a boundary with someone, allow yourself to have a process. These are things that I feel like are very obvious, but they're just kind of like a reminder. Because sometimes I think I'm like a superhuman or something. I forget that I'm like a person, like experiencing like life and having a human experience. Sometimes I'm just like, oh, I'm supposed to be better than this. I'm supposed to know better. I'm supposed to do better. I'm supposed to be better. It's like, dude, this is my first time like in this lifetime, like being Pfozjéra, experiencing what I'm experiencing right now in this moment. How unfair is it for me to place this expectation that I'm just supposed to know better, do better, be better? What? And then I think about like how old I am and I'm like, dude, why do we have this mindset? Like, what are you talking about? No. Losing people that mean so much to you is hard. It's hard. Nobody prepares you for it. It's just a thing that happens and there's a process, you know? If you break your leg, you're not going to like yell at your leg for being broken. Like you're gonna rest and allow your leg to like do what it needs to do to recover. The growth is not linear and there's a process and you just have to endure the process. But while I'm in that process, I like to feel my feelings. I mean, absolutely sitting with it, okay? And that's what it looks like. When I experience emotion, the first thing I want to do is talk to someone about it. Instead of going to someone to talk about it, because usually what happens when I go and talk to someone about whatever is going on, I don't get the response that I'm looking for, and that's because I don't know what response I want actually. So when I allow myself to sit with it, I'm able to organize my thoughts and like actually understand like how I'm actually feeling before I go and talk to someone else and they try to tell me how I'm feeling, because they're usually not right. Only like I know that. And that way when I go and talk to someone about it, it's more like I'm speaking about it because I'm looking for connection, but not because I need you to fix my problem. Because the problem is fixed. I just wanted to feel like a person in this moment. Some ways to like organize your thoughts are creating a pros and cons list. Something I noticed about the things that like stress me out is they usually are resolved in like a few days. I try not to give it too much of my energy because I know that it's going to be fine. And then something else that helps me, like with just organizing my thoughts and everything, is just journaling, like just writing out. Because again, writing it, making lists helps me to like separate myself from the problem. I have spoken on my channel about this before. I've actually been speaking about it a lot recently because they just really help me and I just want you guys to try them out. And if you have tried them out, like please feel free to comment them down below. I just created a journal to help you achieve your goals this year and moving into next year. I felt like I needed some affirmation over my life, and so I created a journal which basically like has like checkpoints in it, and the back of the journal has like a bunch of pages that are just completely blank for you to like write down your thoughts or draw, just to help bring your idea to life, and then also give you like those affirmations in there and let you know like you're doing an amazing job and that you're going to get there and that you can get there. This journal is like a manifestation journal that looks like a planner. It's going to be on Amazon. I have it linked down below if you want to check that out. Another thing that has been working for me is using the affirmations app called I Am. It's an app that curates affirmations for you, like specifically for you and what you need. And some other things that have been helping me on this channel are Subsies and Shift While You Sleep. They're playlists on my channel. Subsies are Subliminals. Subliminals are some of your favorite songs with affirmations underneath. Shift While You Sleep is a playlist that I created. It's like frequency music, meditation music. There are some affirmations on there. It's long form content that you listen to while you sleep. It just kind of helps you reprogram your thinking. We want to make sure that we're paying attention to patterns and reparenting those patterns so that we can bring in what it is that we want. Okay guys, this is the finished look. I want to say thank you so much for watching, and if you haven't already, don't forget to like and subscribe. Remember to click my links in the description box below. There's some really good tools in there for your self-help needs. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!